So you get colony bonding, good enough. So you have citizenship up there. I get down with those chairs. Well, and then the powder resident killed all of Flint. But that was her 93. I went back in 96. We went up to 81 and killed 81 players. And killed the trellis. And we had a winter all the way up in but the Tigers,
Good morning, may I have your attention, please? A couple of housekeeping items before we officially begin at 11 o'clock, straight up. If you are in the vicinity of the Eternal Flame, I'm going to ask you to get off the concrete because the honor guard will be coming this way. Once the honor guard gets up to here to the monument and presents and posts the colors, then you can fill in wherever you want. But they're going to be coming, 4 of them, 2 abreast around the Eternal Flame and this way. That said, we have plenty of seating still here, so if you want to sit down instead, I've got a couple of minutes, I've got a couple of technical things I've got to do, which will take about 30 seconds. So if you want to sit down, we have seating available. So give me 30 and we'll be right back.
I just got back to Hawaii, and I stayed at Waikiki Beach. There's a military resort there.
That's a good point from someone who has been in this position before. If you are parked in the metered spots, this is the city of Flint has automatic DDA, automatic recording. And so if you haven't fed the meter, as they said in the past, you'll be getting a ticket. Just be aware of that.
$25. This is a legal holiday.
I stand corrected from my brothers who said this is a legal holiday. Ergo, you're free to park there.
Yeah, right. That didn't work out. Still got you ever on the same I got one too, $25. I had Thursday. Oh yeah, NSA. But I got 85th Advanced Hospital in no, 23. Sorry, 23.
I'd seen the military stitches when they were pulling the shrapnel out. Now just tape it up. No, they make rail tracks that big. I'm not shitting you. Oh yeah. Lucky my head is right forever. I seen it.
Then I saw they started
Just get the shit out.
They start stapling guys. To shut up a wound fast. They staple.
Good to be seen. It's like Don Lara says, but better be on this side.
All right, good morning. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, Veterans Day. On behalf of the Friends of Flint Veterans Memorial Park, UAW Local 598, Genesee County and the City of Flint, welcome to our annual Veterans Day observance. We begin with a tradition that has now been recently established on Memorial Day and Veterans Day at this park, the ringing of this World War II bell that was rung during World War II on the battlefield of the Battle of the Bulge during a religious observance. It was my father who was recruited as an altar boy when they said Mass on the hood of a Jeep. and the priest gave him this as a memento. It was handed down to me, and now every time that I see it, I ring it 6 times in honor of all 6 branches of the military. Thank you. I now call on members of the Tennessee County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard to post the colors. Gentlemen. I would now ask if you are able to please remain standing and join soloist Gary Gramer in the singing of our national anthem, and that's going to be followed by students from Doyle Ryder Elementary School who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Gary?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance Okay, you could be seated. Thank you. It was 12 years ago today, November 11th, 2010, that then President Barack Obama took to a podium at Yongsan Army Garrison in Seoul, South Korea, and he said these words: "On this day, we honor every man and woman who has ever worn the uniform of the United States of America. We salute the fallen heroes and keep in our prayers those who are still in harm's way." And that precisely is our intention here this morning. Behind me are the names of over 2,000 Genesee County men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our country. For the very first time in this park's history, we can now respectfully and officially recognize those from our area who gave their lives in the Civil War. On the far west end of the columns are some new panels containing the names of Mid-Michigan residents who gave their lives during that conflict. And we'd like to officially recognize this latest addition to the park with a presentation of another set of colors by representatives of the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. Gentlemen, please come forward. They're members from Company A, 14th Michigan Infantry. Their unit is also known as the Irish Rifle. They're presenting the flag of the 10th Michigan Volunteer Infantry, which was formed in Flint by order of then-Governor Austin Blair of Michigan. The 10th was created from men in Flint, Lapeer, and surrounding counties. The flag being posted today is a replica of the flag carried from their re-enlistment in 1864 until sometime after the Siege of Savannah. The remnants of the original battle flag right now, if you're ever in the Lansing area, are currently housed in the National Archives. I asked you to be seated at the wrong time, and I appreciate your your understanding. I'm pretty sure you could be seated right now. With the presentation of the colors now complete, I'd like to call on our secretary from the Friends of McFarlan Park, Don Westcott, for the invocation. Don?
On behalf of myself, I first of all would like to welcome everybody here. I'm glad you could attend today. This has been a very exciting day for us. We've achieved many of the goals that we've promised forever and ever, it seems like, and there's still a few to come. But at this time, I'd ask that you join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you today for all the men and women who have served in our armed forces. We are grateful for their dedication, discipline, faithfulness, and courage. From them, we learn the virtues of selfless service, unswerving loyalty to country, the discipline of teamwork for the good of all, obedience to authority, and perseverance in difficult and challenging situations. Bless the families of our veterans for the sacrifices made on the home front when duty called their loved ones away to serve. We pray that you provide your care and healing power to our veterans who carry physical and mental wounds from these days of service. We lift to your care these families who have lost a member of the armed forces in the line of duty. May your constant presence and help be theirs. We pray that today we will be able to express to our veterans our gratitude for their service to us. Keep our servicemen and women strong and determined as we thank you for them. We look forward to the day promised in your word when our Prince of Peace will rule on earth and when the bearing of arms to protect our citizens will no longer be necessary. We offer this prayer in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Welcome home.
Thank you, Don. I don't know if we have any first-time visitors to the park, but if there are any with us this morning, the ground you're standing on literally and figuratively looked much different than it did just 5 months ago. With that said, we're going to bring up the president of the Friends of McFarlan Veterans Memorial Park, Scott Griffin, to say a few words about the ongoing renovation project, which in our eyes has transformed in seems like 24 hours. Talk a bit about where we're at and what's still to come. Scott?
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out to honor our veterans. I think for the last 3 years or so we've been up here promising you what we wanted to do to this park. And last Memorial Day, I promised there's going to be a lot of things happening, but never did I dream in 5 months it would all happen. So I've got to thank the people that have helped us create this park and turn it into what it is today. So I've got to read this so I don't goof it up. So as you can see, a lot has happened over the last 5 months since Memorial Day. We have our new sign in place, letting everyone know what the name and purpose of this park is. And for that, I want to thank again to Roger Sharp and Sharp's Funeral Home for his donation of the sign. Mike Scully is here representing Sharp's Funeral Home. That was the first piece of the puzzle when we started this journey. We went to Roger first and told him what we were hoping he could help us with, and he just says, I'll just do it. What do you need? And to have that in my pocket as we went to these other people and corporations and says, look, we've got a sign that someone's just given us. We need something from you people. And the walls just started falling down. That was our first piece. Also, Genesee Valley Vault Company, they donated the slab that the sign sits on. As you can see, we've removed all of the old concrete and the steps that used to be behind the eternal flame there, and replaced it with this beautiful concrete. For this, I want to thank Bill Palmer and the Genesee County Department of Veterans Services, whose grant paid for everything. That was the first massive whoopee-doo that we got. And it took a while to work it all out, but Curbco was the contractor for this part of the project, and I can't say enough about how their crew took on the many challenges that were presented to them. From regrading the whole park so that now everything flows from north to south. No more puddles. And then the craftsmanship that they put into every inch of the cement they laid down. Once they got out here and started doing it, they hand laid and troweled all of the seams and everything they did. They spent many more hours than they normally would have on a project such as this. And they came up with the design, and they worked many, many days. I want to thank, well, let me see. Oh, anyway, here we go. Back to my reading. On top of all this, they also replaced all the underground watering system with all new sprinkler heads, controls, and there were also several items that they took upon themselves to fix for us. This group is headed by Keith Kirby. Keith, where are you? Raise your hand there. Keith and I came out early in the spring and started wandering around here, and he just started firing off ideas and figuring out footage and all this kind of thing, and he was already way ahead of what I was trying to ask him. I says, you know, well, we're thinking maybe in phases. We don't know if we can afford all of it. We're thinking maybe this part. And by the time we were done talking, about 3 hours later, he says, we're going to figure this out. And my God, did they do a great job. So thanks again, Keith, and your crew. Wonderful, wonderful people. Next, I want to thank Dan Craney and Signs by Craney for the fantastic work they did on all of our new stainless steel laser etched plaques, honoring the service people who gave their lives for our country. Now, as Bill mentioned, we have over 650 new names added from the Civil War. Now, there's not a book you can just go to and get 650 names. Somebody had to spend a tremendous amount of time and effort to purify this list. And as I was calling up different societies and history buffs and all this, one name kept popping up. That name was Len Thomas. Len, I'd like you to stand. And this man, every name on there, years and years and years of study, he's purified that list. And again, I asked people, so this is going to be etched. Can I trust them? And every person said, if Len's got them, trust them. So thank you very much, sir. And we're so proud to be able to add the Civil War to our honor pillars. Another thing Craney did, I want to thank the Purple Heart plaque. For the first time, finally, we have a plaque explaining what those names represent. Craney did a great job of making that, and again, I've got to thank Bill Palmer for the grant to pay for it. That was somewhere between the cement and the plaques was the Purple Heart, and Bill says, just get that done. I'll cover it. And he did. So that there is really what I'm most proud of. We finally have a name and a purpose and an explanation of everything. Craney also is going to be installing 6 brand new flag poles behind. There'll be 3 on either side of the main flag to honor the 6 military branches of the military. And from that, we got a grant from Keep Genesee County Beautiful and their director, Nancy Edwards. So we really appreciate that. We've got them marked out, and I'm hoping before winter comes, which I guess is next week, we're going to maybe get the cement in, but at any rate, by next summer, they will be up there and flying proudly. As I said, every bit of this park came together through grants and wonderful people, and it wasn't a hard sell. If I could get them down here and show them what we had and what we needed, they were all over it. So it's just been a great. Now I always save the last, well, I don't want to say the best, but I'm a little prejudiced here. The last group I want to thank is UAW Local 598 and their president, Ryan Buhowski. As a proud member of this great local, I know from experience the great work they do for this community. And when I went to Ryan a few years ago, they didn't disappoint. Every time we ran into a roadblock or was close to running out of money, they came to the rescue. Not only did they make several donations, but they negotiated a grant from General Motors to help us pay for all the electrical work that is ongoing now and some more coming. And so I want to thank General Motors for a generous grant. That truly was the final piece, and 598 was well, they made it happen. So we've got Goyette as our contractor for this electrical work. Jeff is the guy that I've been working with that kind of oversees it all. And I called him up Monday and I says, Jeff, we're going to have sod laid all over. If you're going to lay wires, now would be the time to do it. So he literally had his crew out here Monday afternoon digging this whole thing up, getting his wires down, and then Wednesday we covered them. So and plus they've got the juice we're using. It's all brand new. We got new stuff back there. We had them old screw-in fuse things. I mean, it was old and ancient. So, I mean, we're really bringing this park into the new year. So I'm hoping possibly by the end of this month you can come down here. Now that it gets dark at 5 o'clock, come down here and look at this park. You should see our sign lit up. You should see all of our plaques lit up. If we have the flags, you'll see them lit up. So it's just going to look really, really beautiful. Now, I got to also thank Home Depot for all the landscaping. I've honestly been around groups before, but we came here Wednesday morning, and this was a mud hole, and there was probably 30 pallets of sod all around this thing, and 2 Home Depots and one of my guys. By 9 o'clock, there was a sea of orange. There was probably 30 Home Depot people, and then probably a good chunk of my guys. And in 4 hours, they planted 6 trees, did all the brickwork, and laid $4,000 worth of sod. By 2 o'clock, we had a yard. These were the most absolutely energetic and wonderful people I've been able to work with. I don't want to sound like a commercial, but Home Depot, you're badass, I got to say. Now, one other thing, as we were moving forward with all of this, we got the trees and there was some glitches in how we were going to pay for them. Now, we hold our meetings in the basement of Local 598, and all of a sudden we were running out of time. So my buddy Ryan here says, well, hold on, Griff, I'll be right back. And he come back later and says, don't worry about them trees, we got you. And literally wrote a check that day and got them in there. So Home Depot planted them, 598 paid for them, and we all get to enjoy them. They're white oak, so they're going to be slow, but I'm telling you, in 10 years, we're going to be sitting under blankets with big, beautiful shade trees. We really can't wait to see how all that comes out. Alrighty, now, none of this could have happened without the hard work and dedication of the officers and board members of the Friends of McFarlan Park. It's been my absolute pleasure to work with these wonderful people and to see all of the hard work become a reality. We are down to just a few finishing touches to be completed in the spring, but I know that with all of the improvements we've made, this park now, as it is, will stand for decades to come to honor our Genesee County veterans. So people, this will be here hopefully long after we're gone, which will be a long time. But I want to thank you. Keep your ears open. We're going to have much more things coming out here next summer, and we're going to use this park and give it the respect that it so richly deserves. So thank you again for coming out, everyone.
Boy, do I like working with him. Introducing our next speaker, another Veterans Day tradition, first of all, is celebrating today. And yes, Veterans Day is considered a day of celebration by sharing our thoughts and words in song, as opposed to Memorial Day, which has more of a somber occasion to it. This is a day of celebration. Longtime Flint and Genesee County public servant Joanne Corrigan now with a performance of We Are the World. Joanna.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out today, and I am honored to have been a part of McFarlan Park for many, many years, like maybe over 15. And I want to thank the Westcotts and everybody associated with Friends of McFarlan Park for allowing me to be part of such an illustrious occasion every year that also honors my nephew who is on the wall over there, Artemis Brassfield, who was killed when he was 21 years old in Iraq of freedom. So I am just delighted to have been able to place his name on the wall and a brick in his honor, as many others have done. So thank you all so much, because we are the world. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. It's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. Oh, we can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and it's true. Love is all we need. If you know it, sing with me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Let's keep on giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Give them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and our lives can be stronger and free, as God has shown us when He turns stones to bread. That is true. Love is all we need. You. We are the world. Come on, Gary. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Hit it. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. God bless you. Thank you, Gary. We've been doing this for how many years now, Mr. Bill?
Well, I've been with you for about 15.
Okay, and I worked at Channel 25. And what's my name?
Cynthia Greeby.
You know I was.
Angie Hendershot.
No, and you know I was a police officer for 25, so I still carry my cuffs out when I was a sergeant.
I thought she was carrying something else.
And I worked homicide. And what's my name? Say it.
Joanna Kerrigan.
No, he said Joanna Corrigan. Who? And I was over there saying, who the hell is that? But it's Joanne Kerrigan, like carry a gun.
Joanne, carry a gun.
Carry a gun. Got it. You got it. Thank you. I love you, Bill.
You too. By the way, Gary and Joanna Kerrigan appearing nightly at a local liquor establishment near here. In introducing our next speaker, I'd like to share another quote from President Obama's speech that day in South Korea in 2010. He said, "We recall acts of uncommon bravery and selflessness, but we also remember honoring those who served is about more than words that we say on Veterans Day or Memorial Day. It is about how we treat our veterans every single day of the year. It's about making sure," he said, "they have the care they need and the benefits that they've earned." Well, here in Genesee County, we thankfully have a process to make that happen. Please welcome Shannon Garrett, the administrator of Genesee County Veteran Services.
This is amazing. I've been doing this for 10 days, talking to veterans, veterans' families, veterans' spouses. This is an amazing turnout. So bear with me, my voice and emotional. This has been an adventure with my brothers and sisters that since winter. I want to start this out with a story. Tony, Local 598, also one of many veterans, and Daniel Vella showed up this winter in Davison at a meet and greet VSO coffee event. They said, "Hey, we sit on a board for McFarlan Park and we need you. What do you need?" "We need money. But we would like to have the county backing this park." So we came, we met some of the most amazing people I've had the privilege to work with. And I've worked in the medical field for 28 years. So with that being said, as Griff said, our director, William Palmer, we had to divide and conquer because everybody wants us today. So he's in Burton at their ceremony, and we are here. Myself, Beth Smith, one of our VSOs, and Carrie Wagner, our Deputy Director and Marine. Happy birthday to all the Marines in the crowd, Daniel. So that's my backstory with how we got involved. When they said that we needed money the first meeting, I'm like, well, I'm sure we can get $10,000 with no problem. Well, once we sat down with the local 598 and all of the board members that are now friends of ours, they broke it down. They said, this is what we need. We need concrete. We need electricity. We need poles. We need grass. We need trees. I'm like, well, we know Home Depot well. They write grants. We write grants. We're going to go sit down with Home Depot and see what we can get. So Home Depot came through, and I can't say enough about Home Depot. We can't. I'll never shop anywhere else again in my life. Home Depot first. I went in and sat down with Dar. I wish she was here today, but she is not a person to come and be put on the spot. She said, yeah, I've never wrote a grant. I'm new at this. I said, hey, I'm new at Home Depot writing grants. Let's do this together. So she said, I can get you $2,000. Great, we'll take it. And then it was, you know what, I'm going to try to see if I can get another $6. We'll take that if you can get it. So that came through. We're like, okay, brick pavers, mulch, dirt, sand. Okay, great. Next thing you know, we need sod. I got a call. Dar said, I don't want to be involved with this, Shannon. This is getting bigger than me. I need you to talk with the director of Team Depot. So, okay, I talked to a wonderful gentleman, Kurt. This is what we need, Kurt. Ironically, Griff is going to be at the park on Monday. This is Friday afternoon. Can you just show up and we can tell you our wants and our needs? We told him. I said, well, we have, the 2,000, maybe you can get the extra 600. He goes, don't worry about that. I said, and we're like, don't worry about it. He's like, yeah, we'll write another grant. I'm like, you can do that? They've already given us money. He's like, yeah. Next thing I know, we're getting $4,000 worth of sod. It's been amazing. Local 598. I have to talk about them. Amazing. Not only do they take care of everybody, every week I see different shirts that they make from autism to breast cancer to, just everything. They want to help everybody. So, with that being said, working with Local 598, it was a race. I was reaching out to one of my contacts, but Ryan literally beat me. He stepped out of the room, and it was not even 10 minutes, and he walked back in and was like, I got you. We got this. Do this. Done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to talk about Sharp's Funeral Home. I spent 2 days with them last week. I'm very, very good friends now with Jay Caldwell, who does the outreach. Met him. We've been to a million events together, every single senior center in Genesee County. Shannon, we're going to sponsor a lunch for veterans. Can you push it out on your social media? Can you push it out on the county page? Absolutely. 2 days last week, the room's full. The first day, there was 59 veterans and spouses of Genesee County there finding out. They didn't even have a sales pitch. They're like, you have burial benefits. Here's Genesee County. Enjoy your meal. I finally got to meet Roger. Wow. And then you already know the story about the rock, which is amazing. Thank you. Again, I know Roger's away right now in Florida, but I thank Sharp Funeral Home profusely for not only what you did for this beautiful park, but for what you do for veterans in this community and their families. It is an honor, and I say that all the time. It's an honor and a privilege to take care of the veterans and the spouses of Genesee County. It truly is. With that being said, we talked about the grants that we get. Palmer, I call him Palmer, but Mr. Palmer, William, Bill, whatever you want to call him, Palmer, and I write grants. It's MVAA that is where we got the money from for the concrete and this beautiful, beautiful plaque explaining these columns. I had the privilege of meeting a new guy yesterday at the Flushing Nazarene Church for their Veterans Luncheon. And he said, I just got to tell you, they're talking about you guys in Lansing. Genesee County is on the radar. What you guys did for that park was amazing. And I said, hey, $60,000 of that came from you, so thank you very much, sir. So we have to thank them. They're backing us. MVAA will continue to give us grant money as long as we come up with things, positive things to do it with. And with that being said, if anybody here ever needs us to come out and talk to your veterans, I don't care if it's in a church, a coffee house, a breakfast morning when all those veterans get together and drink coffee, we'll be there. We will come out. Oh, of course, and the union halls. All of them. Another person I have to talk about is Nancy from Keeping Genesee County Beautiful. I met that lady. Her husband, ironically, is a veteran. And she said to us, myself, Beth was there, and Palmer, she's like, hey, whatever you guys need, let us know. I'm like, okay, well, I got somebody you need to meet. And once again, we know what they're doing. With that being said, when I rolled up on Wednesday morning and seen that sea of orange, seeing all the local guys, seeing one of many veterans, all of our McFarlan Park people, and just some people that just wanted to come out and help. It was overwhelming. It just, when you see that come together, what we can do as a community, when we all put our minds to it, we made it happen together. There wasn't one of us, it was all of us. And we were all out there getting dirty. I mean, really dirty. David, really dirty. It was a beautiful day, 4 hours, and everybody working, picking up tools. At the end, they went around with the leaf blowers and blew out all of the dirt out of all the crevices. So it just shows, if what we want to make happen here in Genesee County, if we get together and do it together, I feel like we can accomplish anything. We want to take on that Vietnam park over there by the river next. The state says they're going to handle it, but I think we can do it if we really want to. I know that. I do want to throw something out there with CurbCo. Our office is just down the road, so there was many days when I was coming in from meetings, I would stop by, and I got to know the guys. And not only were they very nice to me, but then when I told them who I was, they were like, my wife works in assisted living and they're gonna kick out a Vietnam vet. Can you help? Absolutely. He's not going anywhere. Here's my card. This is what we're gonna do. Took care of him. Then it was, how can we buy bricks? I'm like, oh, that's easy too. I got some guys. They handle the bricks. But not only do they handle the bricks, Will, I don't see him, but I know he's out there. He handles our social media, and he threw up a website like it was no big deal. Like, boom, we had a website. So, Will, wherever you're at, thank you very much. Another local 598 guy. We all know that every veteran, at some point in time in his or her life, signed a blank check up into as much as their life is what we have here. These columns mean so much. When I first started, they were bronze and dirty, and it didn't look good. But now we have this beautiful park that I know we're all going to use, because I have already put it in the budget that we're going to buy a very nice grill, and we're going to be moving down right here to the U of M building, and I will throw it out and push it out on social media. Huntington Bank already said let us know, and we're going to bring the grill out here. And so when you see it, and it's for everybody, just not veterans, it's for everybody. Genesee County will be having cookouts and barbecues out here. Huntington Bank said they buy all the ice cream and all the pop. So, once again, people coming together. So I hope that I will see more of you down here, and all of us utilizing this, just like you said, Griff, out here with blankets. One of the other big things that I noted working in the medical field, there was no easy way to get up here. If you were in a wheelchair or a walker, you weren't getting up here. It just wasn't happening. But now we hope that the families will come out and enjoy it. I've been scouring the internet for poems for 2 weeks. I hope I can get through it. Being a civilian, but having many, many veterans in my family and in my life, this means so much to be able to take care of it. Yep, thanks. My dad's brother didn't come home from Vietnam. And his uniforms proudly hung in my parents' closets for my whole entire childhood. So every chance I got, when it was history, I did a report on the Vietnam War. So, to have this here now and be a part of this, I picked this poem because it was written by a civilian. And there's many civilians here right now that we have veterans that we will fight tooth and nail for. And I'm looking at for Becky, and that woman will go to war for a veteran. And that's amazing. And I get the privilege to work with her all the time, because she started an amazing coalition. So here's my poem, Wish Me Luck. The Best on Earth. It's a Veterans Day tribute. If someone has done military service, they earn the title veteran and more. They earn our deep respect and admiration. That they are special, no one can ignore. They sacrifice the comforts we enjoy. The list is long of all the things that they gave. Our veterans are extraordinary people. They're loyal. They're dedicated. They're true. And they're brave. When the terror and invasion was real, the threats, they showed us they could handle any storm. So we owe our freedoms and our very lives to veterans who served in the uniform. Our veterans should be celebrities. Oh, they're exceptional. No other group compares. We're grateful for many of the things they've done. They're always in our heart and in our prayers. We owe our veterans support and friendship. Let no one ever question their worth. These men and women served us and our country. Our veterans are the very best on earth. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming here. And one last thing I have to say. Thank you for passing our millage. We get to do this for 9 more years. Thank you for everything you all do for our veterans.
It's a tough job being an MC, trying to follow something like that. Wow, thank you, Shannon. Well, I'd love to say it was all planned this way, the positioning of our next musical selection following Shannon's, but I tell you, I'd be lying. It just happened that way. However, Gary Gramer's next selection, I think, fittingly describes the mission of Genesee County Veterans Services and all of us here gathered this morning. You'll never walk alone. Gary?
And I too am a civilian, but I'm the younger brother of Sherry Burt, who does the work with the kids, the lovely and talented Sherry over there. I'm also a younger and less good-looking brother to the Vietnam veteran, the lovely and talented Bill Gramer. And I have several of my dad's generation, probably 5 or 6 World War II vets that have now passed. But if you're a Blue Star or Gold Star family member amongst us, even especially now with the folks on the wall and the new additions, this is all we can do. I get to dedicate this song to you. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. For at the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and a sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Well, as we approach the end of our Veterans Day observance here this morning, we want to end with an exclamation point. And I don't mean the Genesee County Sheriff's Department Paramedic Division responding to probably a medical call. We appreciate your service. Yep. 2 students from Doyle Ryder Elementary School, Kiana, got it right? Kiana Kendall and Charles Jones are going to tell us what veterans mean to them, and it's going to be followed by a final musical salute from all of the kids. So I bring up the 2 students, please.
Hi, my name is Charles Jones, and I'm bringing you a poem. Our veterans should be celebrities, as they are exceptional. No other group can compare. We are grateful for the things they've done. They are always in our hearts and prayers. We owe our veterans support and friendship. Let no one ever question what they are worth. These men and women served us and our country. They are the best. We should cherish our veterans who kept us free. They gave it all up for you and me. Some people dream the dream. Some people live the dream. Some people defend the dream. God bless the defenders, our veterans. Thank you.
My name is Kiana Kendall, and I'm here to bring you a poem. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service cause. Soldiers young and old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights, They fought through many days and nights, and though we may not know each name, we thank our veterans just the same. Always remember, real heroes don't wear capes, they wear dog tags. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Saviana, and I'm going to read you our introduction. A veteran is a person who has served in the military, but a veteran is so much more. They fight for our country's freedom and Americans' lives. We celebrate Veterans Day once a year, but Veteran Day is 365 days a year. Because each day our veterans are prepared to fight for us. We recognize our homeless veterans and those who do not receive the proper medical care. To our veterans, we Americans want you to know we are willing to fight along with you, and this is our fight song. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves in the motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I only have one match, but that can make an explosion. There are those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream real loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my rights song. Prove on my rights song. My power's turned on. Stutter right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep, in too deep. It's been 2 years, I miss my home. But the fire burning in my bones. I still believe. Yeah, I still believe in all those things I didn't say. Wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream real loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove out my right song. My power's turned on. Started right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sitting big waves in emotion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. But I only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm my right song. My power's turned on. Start right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. But I still got a lot of fight left in me.
You guys. Just ask you to remain momentarily while the color guard retrieves the colors, but this wraps up our celebration this morning. I want to thank you all for coming out, especially the local media, getting what is going to be no longer the Genesee County's worst kept secret. People are going to start knowing who we are, and we thank you all. God bless you all and have a wonderful day.